Adam Turner, PGC Basketball. Kyle Lowry had a monster game 3 last night as the Raptors took a 2-1 lead, and he scored 23 points, had 9 assists, and hit some monster threes and some dagger shots to help the Raptors maintain their lead. So in this game, a lot of people were saying, thank you for waking up, Lowry. 23 points, you finally had a good game. And this has been the knock on him all playoffs. He hasn't put up gaudy numbers, and so a lot of fans are questioning, how good is Lowry? Right? How much better would the Raptors be if they had, a lot of other point guards except him? And this is a bad line of thought. No, he doesn't put up monster numbers like he did in Game 3, but his value can be found in so many other places. Specifically after Game 1, you can take a look at all these shots. He was throwing up brick after brick after brick. He was 2 for 9 in Game 1 and just couldn't seem to hit a shot. And he got a lot of criticism for that. People are wondering, is he really worth that salary? If he's going to not show up in big games and not give you offensive box score production, then what are we paying a guy that much money for? Is he really worth it if he can't put up big offensive nights? Do we really want to pay him this much money? Couldn't we just do this with any average point guard? Well, I'm here to give you the answer. It's no. And here's why. In Game 1, Lowry only had 7 points, but if you dive deep into the defensive clips, what you find are so many impactful plays that do not and cannot show up on a box score. And I know as a fan, a normal fan of the game with a little basketball experience or a young player, you hear that all the time. Things coaches value, things that don't show up on a box score. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to break down exactly what those are, all from Game 1, to show you the true value of Kyle Lowry's defense. And this doesn't come with steals or block shots or anything you can find in a box score. The main thing Lowry does is he's so unbelievable off the basketball. And this is a place that we haven't found a way to put an analytic on this yet, to put a stat on this. But what do you do off the basketball? How do you impact the other team's driving lanes, passing lanes, types of shots they get, whether or not they get all the way to the rim, by your position, by how you rotate, by how you move, and by how you just generally guard the ball and your man when you're not on the ball. So let's deep dive some of these rotations and off-ball clips. First of all, Lowry's guarding Curry in the corner and just denies it. Makes it impossible for Curry to catch, and that just won't show up in a box score anywhere. Secondly, the Raptors were running the Warriors off the line like Danny Green does right here, and Lowry's rotating is one of the main reasons they had success with this. He rotates up here, forces a floater versus a layup, which prevents Golden State from scoring. On this next clip, it's classic Warriors basketball. Quick inbound, quick outlet pass, easy layup opportunity, not so fast. Lowry is the first man back defensively for the Raptors, and he does what we call a jump and wall, which makes the finish extremely difficult for Klay, and he doesn't pick up a foul. Something Lowry does so well off the ball is he plays 2, and you're going to see it on this clip. He's on the bottom of your screen, and he's able to guard McKinney and get in, and when the ball's deflected, make an impact and play on the cut, which is Sean Livingston cutting to the basket. The ball's deflected, and Lowry's there just to kind of clean it up, and he ends up getting fouled. Here we get a peek at Lowry's intelligence defensively, and so something Lowry does really well is he communicates. You're going to see him on the bottom of your screen guarding Cook. He communicates the switch really cleanly, and you're going to see him talking to his teammates, and now he knows he's on Livingston, not a threat from the three-point line. So when Cook gets a downhill drive, he steps all the way in front of him, which gives up an open Livingston 3, but he knows the Warriors aren't going to make that pass because that's not Livingston's shot. So right there, IQ and understanding the scouting report save the Raptors points. And this clip's pretty much exactly the same. Curry goes downhill, and you wouldn't normally help off that corner shooter, but Lowry sees that Curry has a wide open layup, and it's Andre Iguodala in the corner who has been really cold from 3, so he makes the decision, a really smart decision, to go contest the layup and give up the corner 3. And so while Lowry's such an awesome defender, he actually hasn't guarded one of the best players on the Warriors a lot, and this is the reason why. He's so smart off the ball. So right here, he's on Iguodala on the top of your screen, and when Klay drives, once again, he just makes a really smart play, stepping in to stop the drive and give up the 3, and this is the reason the Raptors put him on these types of guys, because they know he's such a good hunter off the basketball. He's going to clog driving lanes and make plays and get steals, and yeah, you could put him on Curry or someone like that, and he'll do a really good job, but he's even better when he's guarding someone off the ball that he can roam off of. And we've all seen the stat. He's leading the playoffs in charges taken. He's taking over 1 a game. And these are really loud off-ball plays, the ones that we as a fan see and recognize and love and the announcers call out. But there are just so many other plays throughout the course of a game, like the ones we just showed here, that are small, nuanced, and that just won't show up. An announcer might not mention it, but they're just as impactful as the charge, they're just as impactful as the steal, and they're just as impactful as scoring the basketball. Because remember, basketball is a two-sided game. And sometimes we forget that when we name awards, first team All-NBA, MVP, it's really an offensive award, but your impact on the game goes so much deeper than 2 for 9 shooting like it did for Kyle Lowry in game 1. And so we just can't forget, okay, he had 7 points and was really ridiculed hard by fans and average watchers of the game, but if you really watch the defensive possessions, what you see is so much more, and it's actually worth points. He probably saved 20 to 30 points, was probably worth 20 to 30 points on the defensive end. And so as a young player, as a coach, don't forget, just because you're having a bad night or one of your players is having a bad night, it doesn't mean they're having a bad night. We got to remember the game is much more than just scoring the ball. What your shooting percentage is and what the box score says, you can make an impact in so many other ways, and Kyle Lowry does that on the defensive end. So as the finals progress, don't be tricked by the box score. Remember, just because Kyle Lowry has a bad shooting night doesn't mean he's having a bad night, because he's most likely making dozens of plays on the defensive end that are making life really difficult for the Warriors, and they're plays that are worth points. Be on the lookout for those. And hey, if you want to become a defensive gnat, a playmaker on the defensive end like Kyle Lowry, you have to join us at our Point Guard College this summer, where you can learn all the tricks and nuances that make great defenders great. And hey, if you like this video, give us a like below, leave a comment, let us know other things you want us to break down, and definitely hit that subscribe button that's on the screen right now. You do not want to miss any content that we're going to put out for the rest of the finals and going into this summer.